Food-grade and agricultural products move through the U.S. supply chain at unprecedented volumes. Every year, billions of dollars in grains, produce, frozen foods, and processed agriculture cross the country by rail. But shipping these products isn't like shipping steel or coal. They require specialized handling, precise temperature control, and compliance with strict food safety regulations. If you're moving food or agricultural products, understanding your rail options could cut your transportation costs by 30 to 40% compared to trucking. Today, we're breaking down how rail logistics works for the agricultural and food industry. Let's start with the basics. What products ship by rail in this category? Grains, corn, wheat, soybeans move in covered hoppers by the millions of tons annually. Frozen foods travel in refrigerated boxcars or reefers, maintained at precise temperatures. Processed foods, beverages, and ingredients ship in various car types depending on their form. Liquids in tank cars, packaged goods in boxcars. Agricultural inputs like fertilizers and pesticides move in gondolas and covered hoppers. The common thread? These products need protection from the elements and, in many cases, precise environmental control. Rail carriers have 140-plus years of experience moving these commodities safely across North America. The 6 Class 1 railroads dominate freight movement in the U.S. BNSF, Union Pacific, CSX, Norfolk Southern, Canadian National, and Canadian Pacific Kansas City, or CPKC. Each controls major corridors serving agricultural regions. BNSF runs the northern grain belt from the Midwest to the West Coast. Union Pacific dominates western agricultural shipments. CSX and Norfolk Southern control eastern corridors, critical for moving grain from the Midwest to Atlantic ports. Canadian National and CPKC handle Canadian grain exports and cross-border agricultural trade. Your origin and destination determine which railroad or combination of railroads handles your shipment. Here's where rail economics get interesting. A 100-ton shipment of grain from Iowa to the East Coast costs roughly 3 to 5 cents per ton mile by rail. Truck, expect 12 to 15 cents per ton mile. Over 1,200 miles, that's a difference of $1,080 to $1,200 per car. For a 25-car train, you're looking at $25,000 to $30,000 in savings. The break-even point for rail is typically 300 to 400 miles. Below that, trucking makes sense. Above 400 miles, rail wins, and the advantage grows with distance. Perishables add complexity, but the math favors rail for long-haul agricultural shipments. Temperature-controlled rail shipments require specialized equipment and routing. Refrigerated boxcars maintain temperatures between 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 65 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on the product. Insulated boxcars with ice are lower cost, but manual. Some shippers use mechanically cooled mechanical reefers, more expensive but reliable across the country. The railroad must position the car at your origin, load and ice or cool the shipment, and manage the car throughout the journey. Most carriers charge demurrage, a daily fee, for loading and unloading time. Plan for 2 to 4 days at origin and 2 to 4 days at destination. That's built into your cost and timeline. Regulatory compliance is non-negotiable for food and agricultural shipments. The FDA's Food Safety Modernization Act governs produce shipments. All rail cars must meet sanitation standards. Many carriers now use food-grade liners to prevent contamination. Shippers must maintain records proving the car was clean before loading. For hazardous agricultural products like pesticides, DOT regulations apply. Tank cars carrying liquid products must be DOT certified for the specific commodity. Non-compliance isn't just expensive, it can trigger recalls or prevent product from reaching the market. Rail carriers have compliance teams. Your job is to communicate your product clearly so the right car gets assigned. Planning a food or agricultural rail shipment? Start with volume. Most cars hold 90 to 100 tons of grain, 40 to 80 tons of frozen product depending on density. Railroads offer unit trains, dedicated 50 to 100 car movements at discount rates. Single cars or partial loads move as manifest freight at higher per-car costs. Timing matters. Harvest season, September-November for grain, means tight capacity and higher rates. Off-season rates are 10 to 15% lower. Plan shipments 4 to 6 weeks in advance. Your destination matters too. Locations with rail yards and silos move faster. Remote locations requiring trucking connection add 3 to 5 days and $500 to $1,500 in transfers. If you're shipping food or agricultural products across the U.S., rail logistics can deliver significant cost savings and reliability. But navigating carrier selection, equipment, compliance, and pricing requires expertise. That's where Steel Wheel Logistics comes in. We're rail logistics specialists. We help food and agricultural shippers understand their options, secure reliable capacity, and lock in predictable costs. Visit steelwheellogistics.com to explore our rate calculator, read our supply chain guides, or schedule a consultation. Let's build a rail strategy that works for your business.